Hey YouTube, this is an exciting day for me and the Fold community. This is Julian with Julian Tech Reviews. We have the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold today, and we're going to unbox it, have our first look, and enjoy this wonderful presentation. But before we do that, if you can please like, subscribe to this channel, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all the love and support. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Google's best foldable yet. And I'm putting that in quotes because I haven't tested it, but based on the color, it looks great. So the Google Pixel Pro Fold is the third generation foldable for Google. This is the second year of the design that is currently in. The first design was a test feature. It had more of a passport portfolio type of foldable, which was nice. And it included a large enough outer display for you to type as a normal phone, but the design was drastically changed the second year, and now in the third year we have the same design but a little bit more upgraded features, small hardware changes. Google is doing its best impression of a foldable that's viable in the foldable market. Now this came out and it was announced in August 2025, along with the rest of the line, the Google Pixel 10 Pro XL, the watch, the Google Pixel Buds Pro 2. All of that was announced in August, and yet we just received it in October because of the pre-order cycle. I'm not sure if it was some kind of like overseas import problem, but it took a long time for this thing to come in. So, but it's here and I'm not complaining, and I have it in this nice mint green color. But let's go ahead and unbox it and let me know what you think in the comments below. Now that's an unbox, let's go ahead and talk about some specs. So let's talk about the weight. This thing weighs 258 grams or 9 ounces. Now this feels somewhat light, but it doesn't feel as light as the Galaxy Z Fold 7, but nevertheless it feels good in the hand. It has the Gorilla Glass Victus 2, right? And then inside it has a plastic front. It has a Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the back, and it includes an aluminum frame, as you can see. It is IP68 dust tight and water resistant, immersible up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. Unfolded, we have the dimensions 155.2 by 150.4 by 5.2, and then folded we have the same dimensions, relatively 155.2 by 76 by 10.8 millimeters. Now it has a display of LTPO OLED, 120 Hz refresh rate, HDR10+, 1800 nits, and 3000 nits of peak brightness. The size of it unfolded is 8.8 inches, and it is 206 centimeters squared. The resolution is 2076 by 2152 pixels, a 1:1 ratio, or 374 ppi density. It includes the Bose Level 5 protection. A cover display has the OLED with a 120 Hz refresh rate, HDR cornering glass, Victus 2. It is 6.4 inches across and is 1080 by 2364 pixels. 2000 nits of brightness, 3000 nits of peak brightness. It includes the Android 16 software, up to 7 major upgrades, the Google Tensor chip G5. It has an octa-core, and it has a Power VR DXT48 1536 for you gamers out there. All right, the internals, it has a max storage of 1 terabyte, and it has 16 gigs of RAM for all 3 levels of storage. It includes a triple set camera of 48 megapixels, a wide angle, and you got a 10.8 megapixel telephoto, 10.5 megapixel ultra wide, has multi-zone layer, autofocus, LED pixel shift, ultra HD, panorama, best take, zoom enhance. It has 4K video up to 60 frames per second. In the front selfie, this is the cover camera. It is 10.10 megapixels wide angle. And then inside you have a 10 megapixel wide angle camera as well. 4K video up to 60 frames per second. It has the latest Bluetooth 6.0, GPS. It has NFC, USB Type-C 3.2, fingerprint sensor on the side, accelerometer, gyro, proximity, compass, barometer, ultra wideband support, satellite OS, circle to search. It includes a whopping battery of 5,015 milliamps, 30 watts wired, PPS 50% in 30 minutes, 15 watt wireless magnetic. It does have MagSafe, just like most of the models of the Google Pixel 10 series. A Qi 2 wireless charging, bypass charging, and it includes 2 colors. It has the Moonstone and it has Jade, and I have the Jade model. All this for $17.99 for the price. Now you're probably wondering, in this economy and the prices and all the phones that are coming out, why is Google still charging this much for essentially 2 phones or a foldable phone? But I'm just gonna say that's just the price of doing business with foldable. Either you go in all the way or you don't. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and I'm not gonna judge them on the price because everybody has to make money, right, Apple? All right, so let's talk about what is new, what features, what upgrades this phone has included compared to last year's model. Well, the first thing is the IP68 dust and water resistance. This is the first foldable phone to receive full IP68 rating, and it is completely protected from dust and submersion in water. Now that's such a big deal, and it's such a groundbreaking item because if you have foldables for the last 5 years, every time you open the foldable, you always thought that something would get inside of the unit, and then when you close it, you hear this crunch of just sand or something. It just makes it impossible for you to go out and travel on the beach or anything, or just being outside with it. So that's just weird. Not to have such a high, not to have, dust and water resistance already baked into these expensive phones. You're paying $1,800 plus tax for it. So that's just unique. But now this is the first foldable to have it. It has a gearless hinge design, which means that it is a redesigned gear, so you don't have a lot of parts utilized within the actual unit. So it's just kind of like a flawless design, and you don't have to necessarily see any of the gear. So it is a seamless design, and it improves the durability, and it allows the device to have a thinner, more familiar feel. So that's just cool. And then Google states that the new hinge is rated to last for over 10 years of use. Now that alone is worth the price of admission. So it has the larger battery capacity, which is the 5,015 milliamp battery, and it has a more efficient chip, which is the G5 chip. That's the newest chip, and it provides over 30 hours of battery life on a single charge. So I'm gonna test that out to see if that is the case, because that's ridiculous if it does. All right, and then it has the Qi 2 wireless charging, which is way better than the charging in the previous iterations of any Google phone. Because to be honest, the wireless charging sucked with Google Pixels in general. It would be overheating, all this. But so I'm just curious to see how the Qi 2 wireless charging makes it better when you have the 15 watt wireless charging. So now it includes fast wire charging, which has speeds, it has been increased to 30 watts, which is a big jump. I think it's like 20. The Tensor G5 chip has a 3.3 NM process, which offers significant boost of the CPU performance and AI capabilities. And speaking of AI capabilities, it is fully integrated with basically the foundation of the phone with the Gemini, etc. A new feature when it comes to the cameras are the camera coach and upgraded displays. So you're gonna have, better camera technology, which is Google, I think, is one of the better in the market. The 3,000 nits of peak brightness is a huge upgrade. Got the larger cover screen, and it has slightly thinner bezels, and I can attest to that because Google is the bezel king when it comes to a lot of their phones. But it is slightly thinner, and you can see if the brightness is good. I have the spotlight right in this eye, so comment below if you think significant upgrade. All right, and one thing that Google has decided to do is keep the price $17.99, the same as last year's model. So Google hasn't just given you a tax for the same same design and give you an upgraded price. They decided to keep it that way. So that is unprecedented in this market. So they do care about you. And they have a better multitasking with a new split screen interface, greater flexibility on how you use two side-by-side apps. And then there is a physical card tray. So let me see if there is one. Yep, right here on the top. So it gives you, the ability to switch SIM cards and in addition to having eSIM. So that's cool. And I've already put my information in already, just due to the sake of the time. And it was a pretty much flawless, process. So that's pretty cool. And one thing I would say is that it's significant. It feels a little bit faster. I'm yet to use it fully in the day-to-day to test the battery, which I'm going to do later on. But even though it's heavy or whatnot, it does feel like a new model. It feels very light and refreshed. So if you never had a Google Pixel foldable phone, I think this is a good opportunity for you to get on the train while you can. Plus, Google is offering a little bit of premium upgrades on your trade returns. So even though they give you quote your price once you put all your ordering information in, they do give you a little bit of bump. So that's going for you. So you can knock it down a little bit to probably like $1,500. So that's cool. And one more thing I wanted to do, I wanted to just show you comparisons with my Google Pixel 10 Pro XL, just the size. So as you can see, the Google Pixel 10 Pro XL is a little bit taller. So that's that more candy bar style. And I do have it in the same color. So this is what you're getting. And I would say that this polished finish on this aluminum on the side compared to this kind of like satin finish, I think I prefer this polished look because it feels more premium. So I think one thing that Google needs to work on is consistency with their models. Maybe that's just a price constraint or something like that, but I prefer the polished look over the satin finish or this non-gloss finish. Now looking at the sheer size from the angle, it is not thinner than the Google Pixel 10, but it's very close. You're still going to have a little bit more millimeters on the side. So just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at the model and trying to expect for size. But weight wise, I feel like they're on the same level. But I think Google has, knocked it out of the park when it comes to their designs and their foldables. I think they do give Samsung, a run for its money with the hardware upgrades. The software, though, it's going to be really hard to dethrone Samsung when it comes to the foldable software. That's just my opinion. But I'm gonna test this out a little bit more and give you my report. This is the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold, once again for $17.99. Look out for my videos. I'm gonna take some pictures of it. I'm gonna, give you some.
Your analysis is coming. Google's Pixel Fold line, like the Pixel.
I'm gonna give you some more comparisons and just make sure that I get a good understanding of this phone and whether it's a good buy or not. But this is Julian with Julian Tech Reviews. Thank you for joining me, and look forward to more videos. Peace.